The following is a public preview of the New Models podcast. For our complete library, visit patreon.com/newmodels or newmodels.substack.com.
You're now listening to New Models.
Welcome to New Models. This NM dispatch is not about a physical place, but really the absence of one, as I spent a regrettable amount of time in a region of the internet that we all know too well. The episode you're about to hear began with a grueling night of online shopping, which raised the question, why does retail feel so adversarial now? And everything I had been watching, listening to, and thinking about the past weeks seemed to point towards an answer. The title of this monologue is The Jacket, and it was written, read, and produced by myself, Lil Internet. Let's get into it. Living in Berlin, you must have a good rain jacket. It's best to get a shell, something breathable, because you'll be wearing it in warm weather over a t-shirt and layering hoodies, sweaters, and other jackets underneath it in the winter. My last rain jacket was a North Face Gore-Tex shell, a gift from Carly's mom 2 or 3 years ago. The taped seam of the hood, however, started coming undone, shedding a flaky white dust that might be some non-toxic glue, but also might be cancerous so-called forever chemicals. The perfluorinated compounds used in nonstick pans, firefighting foams, car wax, microwave popcorn bags, paint, lipstick, dental floss, and water-repellent fabrics like Gore-Tex. Chemically indestructible, perfluorinated compounds, or PFCs, accumulate in the environment, causing reproductive damage, liver damage, irritable bowel syndrome, and various kinds of cancer. This North Face hood dust started making me paranoid. North Face once had a lifetime limited warranty on its products, but they changed the policy to a 1-year warranty in 2019. Lifetime minus 1 divided by a lifetime multiplied by 100% decrease in coverage length. This is par for the course in an era when every company seems to have gone the way of Boeing, the era of peak Boeingfication, making brand loyalty a liability even for NASA. Of course, there are brands that have found success by maintaining a kind of retro 20th century focus on quality and customer care, like Patagonia and Arc'teryx, but I'm not a Patagonia guy, and I'm already at grave risk of becoming an Arc'teryx guy. My birthday was 2 weeks away, and I would ask for a new rain jacket. I only had to find the one I wanted. One very big change that comes with a baby is an entirely new relationship to time. I used to lurk hard on the internet, but lurking is one of the first things to go. When free time suddenly becomes very scarce, a hyper-awareness sets in that makes it impossible to enter a kind of temporality-suspending flow state, unless you are doing something you are absolutely required to do. Scrolling Instagram is no longer a solitary activity. It is always monitored by the time cop in your head. But when your rain jacket starts raining carcinogenic flakes in your baby's face, your time probation officer approves the addition of rain jacket research to your list of required activities. Did people used to enjoy online shopping? Did I? I spent hours looking for a rain jacket because the more time I spent searching, the more I never wanted to have to search for any kind of jacket ever again. It would take even longer now that I was looking for a rain jacket that didn't cause cancer and would last forever. It's truly baffling that requirements as basic as quality and doesn't cause cancer would be difficult to fulfill, but they are. My strategy? Forget fashion and lifestyle stuff. They're probably high-margin, low-durability items, the kind that are the death knell of once specialist technical brands like North Face. So I started by thinking of specialist activities, wet, rainy ones that are too niche to merit a transition to mass-market lifestyle wear, and I landed on sailing. Musto, gill, zick. I was now gliding across the glossy surface of the sailing brandscape. Only one sailing brand was famous enough to have lifestyle gear, Helly Hansen, so I started with Musto. The Musto Sardinia 2.0 jacket is in its coastal category and features the brand's BR1 fabric technology, remaining waterproof in persistent downpours with a water column of 5,000 millimeters and a breathability rating of 3,000 grams per 24-hour square meter. The seams are taped, the zippers YKK. I found that my trust in the product increased with the granularity of the information provided, and yet conspicuously missing was any information about whether or not this jacket would give me irritable bowel syndrome. It took more time to find that answer. Musto has phased out perfluorinated compounds in 50% of its products, including its BR2 fabrics. They're even more protective and breathable technology used for prolonged torrential downpours rather than the relatively paltry, persistent downpour. But these chemicals had not yet been phased out of their BR1 fabric, the type used in the Sardinia 2.0 jacket. Of course, all of the BR2 jackets belong to the offshore category rather than the coastal category, and were thus fleece-lined and unwearable during warm Berlin summers. I picked up a lot of acronyms during my research, including DWR, or Durable Water Repellent. This is the name of the category of coatings like Gore-Tex that repel water. And while biodegradable, reproductive organ-friendly alternatives are in development, perfluorinated compounds remain the standard. While searching for these alternative DWRs, I came across the German outdoor brand VOD. VOD makes minimalist, waterproof, breathable gear without perfluorinated compounds, integrates recycled materials into their supply chains, and have nearly every green certification imaginable. VOD's Escape Bike Light Rain Jacket fit all of my requirements. It was PFC-free, and it was even less expensive than the Musto. But as I looked at the photos on the website of smiling VOD-clad middle-aged normies carrying bikes down their pre-war apartment building stairs, laughing with helmeted friends while biking along a canal in the old town of a northern European city, and warming up with some flat whites in front of the hand-painted signs of a bike cafe, I was struck with a feeling of dread. Am I really now just a bike dad who wears practical, eco-friendly outdoor wear? Have I actually become a VOD guy? The website suddenly seemed to be mocking me, and I frantically closed the window, dripping with cold sweat. It was now hour 13 of my search. Not really, but maybe it was getting obscene, and I found myself on the BIFL subreddit. Buy it for life. A goal one can only tip their fedora to in respect. After all, the best jeans I own to this day is a 30-year-old pair of Gerbeau shuttles. The Velcro hasn't even worn out. And I imagine convincing the Buy It for Life Redditors to start dressing like Baton Rouge crack dealers from 1996. But it was on this subreddit that I learned the difference between the previously ignored sailing brand Helly Hansen and their sub-label Helly Hansen Workwear. I had some vague idea that Helly Hansen was streetwear adjacent. Apparently, the Norwegian brand's jackets got popular in the UK grime scene during the Y2K era, the London equivalent to New York hip-hop's relationship with North Face. This popularity pushed Helly Hansen towards the lifestyle category, and its quality declined. Helly Hansen Workwear, however, had a different website and different product line, and the Buy It for Life Redditors swore that Helly Hansen workwear maintained the highest levels of quality. Helly Hansen Workwear's Kensington waterproof shell jacket featured professional-grade HeliTech DWR for extremely wet and harsh conditions, receiving an excellent European Standard for Protective Workwear EN 343 2019 3/4/X rating. It too had YKK zippers, fully taped construction, and no shoulder seams, but also Amman threads, armpit vents essential for the summer, and a Napoleon pocket. Most importantly, the product was certified by BlueSign, an independent Swiss textile manufacturing sustainability organization that aims to reduce supply chain waste and restrict, but does not ban outright, the use of forever chemicals. At this point, whether BlueSign's third-party certification was just cancer washing, or it actually meant that the HeliTech Professional DWR was less cancerous than the others, didn't matter to me. I had decided that I would rather be a Helly Hansen cancer dad than a VOD Eco Bike Cafe dad. My last outstanding concern was whether or not the HH on the sleeve of the Helly Hansen workwear jacket could be seen as shorthand for Heil Hitler in Germany. Being a cancer dad is one thing, but a cancer Hitler dad is one step too far. After spending 3 more hours translating German newspaper articles and watching YouTube videos about the anarchist black bloc-styled but far-right German autonomous nationalists, I was confident that Helly Hansen was in fact very low in the hierarchy of brands exemplified by New Balance and Lonsdale that have been quote-unquote hate-jacked by Nazis. I had successfully found the perfect rain jacket, and it had only taken me 37 hours of staring at a screen, incessantly switching tabs, reading Reddit threads, refining Google searches by adding and removing quotes, spinning up experimental GPT-4o chats about PFCs, DWRs, and EN 343s, while comparing colors, prices, and sizes across hundreds of retailers. In an almost absurd ending, Amazon was the best place to buy the Helly Hansen Workwear Kensington rain shell jacket. I texted the link to Carly as my final birthday present request. Not the Musto, not the VOD, this one! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Having completed this ordeal, I was left feeling physically ill, a feeling I experienced late last year when a job required Carly and I to trawl TikTok for days, giving us headaches, profound depression, and a nausea that persisted long after the job had finished. How could shopping be so difficult, so unpleasant, but also so adversarial? Why does it take expert-level athletic feats of interneting to figure out whether or not a jacket causes f***ing cancer? Why the f*** do jackets cause cancer in the first place? And then I realized it's not just the jackets. It's not even just online shopping. It's the entire internet. The entire internet has become an adversarial environment.
If you're hearing this message, you've completed the first step towards becoming a New Models member. To continue, visit patreon.com/newmodels or newmodels.substack.com. A complete library containing hundreds of rare New Models episodes awaits.